What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today. And I've been kind of thinking about making this video for a while here, just because of all the comments and the negativity that I've been reading within the Eagles fan base, for one, which is kind of discerning, but also with the rest of the NFL and particularly the NFC. And really, the inspiration to make this video now finally came. Shout out to another Eagles YouTuber on here, Joey Shakes. He made a video concerning this as well, and it just kind of got me thinking. I thought it was a great video. If you guys want to check that out, I'll probably leave the link in the description, because my video is going to kind of be similar to that. But basically, the fan base is just very toxic right now. In a lot of ways, not everyone. Obviously, I think that more of the fans are positive right now, but they call it like Negladelphia, you know. The fans just never seem to be pleased. They don't realize, guys. You gotta take into perspective here. We had one of the worst coaches in NFL history, Chip Kelly, and this was only like 2 years ago, and our team was like on life support. It was embarrassing. It was bad. I still remember vividly getting blown out by the Buccaneers, and then the following day week on Thanksgiving getting blown out by the Lions. Like, that's the kind of team we were. Mark Sanchez was our starting quarterback, guys. Just let that sink in for a second here. So yeah, if you look at this team now with Carson Wentz, it's completely different. We have Nick Foles and Carson Wentz now. Like, we went from the worst quarterback situation to one of the best in the league, in my opinion. So you just kind of got to think about all the things we've done. Other than the LaShawn McCoy trade that still irks me to this day as well, I don't even blame you guys. That's really the only thing that still haunts us from the Chip Kelly era, in my opinion, because I think that the Eagles have really fixed this team in just a short amount of time, and we're very close. And that's kind of the point of this video, is I think that the Eagles are closer to competing for an NFC title than most people would think. They still look at the Eagles like we're this laughingstock of a team. And I don't really understand why. Last year, really, we weren't even that bad. We barely missed the playoffs, and that's literally like, if we would have caught like 6 more like key passes during the season, we would have been in the playoffs. Think of how many games last year where we were like right there and just barely didn't make it in the games. I can think of the Ravens, the Lions. There's just several games, even the Redskins game near the end of the season, when Carson Wentz was driving down and he finally, I can't remember if he threw a pick or he fumbled it, but something happened. But basically, like right in the end there, we lost it. But that's last year, guys. We got so much more this year to work with. If you just look at what this team has done already, with the free agency and the draft, Carson Wentz is going to have a lot more help this time. He had no help last year, and he still did very good. In my opinion, not going on stats, but in my opinion, I think Carson Wentz was Rookie of the Year just because of how well he played, given what he had. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Dak Prescott, even though I hate Dallas. He did do a phenomenal job, but you look at what Dallas had and you look at what the Eagles had. Dallas had basically everything, and they just put in Dak Prescott. You know, he was playing with house money. He already had all that he needed. The Eagles are still rebuilding from Chip, so they put him in, and he had guys like Nelson Aguilar and Dorial Green-Beckham. You know, these guys can't catch. So yeah, that's kind of the situation there. But going forward, guys, this is an exciting time to be an Eagles fan. The teams that were on the top, other than the Patriots, of course, they just won't seem to go away. But the teams that were on top, like Seattle, even San Francisco. San Francisco just 4 years ago was a Super Bowl team. So these teams are all coming down now. Even the Falcons, now that they've lost the Super Bowl, who knows what they're going to look like. The Panthers have clearly gone downhill. So the NFC is in a shift right now, in my opinion, and I feel like the NFC East in particular, maybe like Dallas and the Eagles, they're more on the rise now. Even Tampa Bay, my brother's a Bucks fan. I think the Bucks are on the rise. So there's certain teams in the NFC right now that are on the rise, and they're actually getting better, but a lot of people are still sleeping on them. Like, I still get all these comments about, oh, the Eagles just suck. It's like, do you really know anything about football? Do you even watch the games? Because if you think the Eagles suck, then you really don't understand the sport, because anyone that's a football fan can at least look at the Eagles objectively and say, you know, they're on their way to becoming something. They may not be there yet, because I'm not saying that the Eagles are there yet. I think they can compete this year for sure, but I don't know if they're going to go to the playoffs or the Super Bowl or anything like that. I'm not going to claim that just yet, but I think this is another Donovan McNabb era for the Eagles, where they're just going to get better and better each year. And eventually, I do think we will get to the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz, just from what I see. And this is not based on what kind of players they're having. This is just Carson Wentz as a quarterback is just so good from what I've seen. He's like the second Andrew Luck. It's really weird. I never thought I'd say that about the kid, but he just has the mentality. You know, you can see him. And this is going to be a big year. Obviously, we'll have to see. I think he hit his rookie year or his rookie wall last year, so we'll just have to see how he does this year. But I think that overall, this is a very exciting time, guys. And the final part of this video, I just kind of want to address the contract situations that everyone's freaking out about. Like, oh, why did they give them one-year deals? Basically, it's a very smart move in my mind, because if you look back to Chip Kelly when he signed people like DeMarco Murray and Byron Maxwell, he gave them like 6-year, 5-year deals, and they literally only lasted 1 year. Like, it was the biggest waste of money and time. Kiko Alonso was another one. When we traded him for McCoy, I think they re-signed his deal for like 4 or 5 years. And none of those players worked out. They literally were all gone the next year. So it's like this is smart, because now it's like with Torrey Smith, if he sucks, bye. Alshon Jeffrey, if he sucks, bye. I think there was those players that we got from the Colts. I'm forgetting all the players we signed because it's so many. I just know that there's so many one-year deals here, and it's just great for the team, guys, because if we have rookies to build on, and if these veterans don't produce, then they can just go. And it's not going to hurt our cap space. We can sign new players. And Alshon Jeffrey's contract, too, I looked at it. He's got so many incentives there. I really think that out of all the free agents, Alshon Jeffrey is going to just blow up this year. It's going to be so fun to watch, especially since the Cowboys got Nolan Carroll in the backfield now. That's going to be just great to watch. So, but yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. I think that it's great because we can cut ties with these players if we have to, and if we don't want to, then we can give them a better deal if they really prove that they're going to produce on this team. So I really think that is not really a big deal like people are saying. They think that it's a bad move because we're basically just renting a team for this year, which kind of we are in a way. But like I said, I mean, we're still building. We're still rebuilding after what Chip Kelly did to this team. So we got to do what it takes to compete now while also build for the future. And this is a smart way to do it, because this is the NFL. This is the now football league. So I totally understand why teams would do a deal like this, because they want to win now. They want to plug in players for a year, 2 years, to see if they can win now. And that's what the Eagles have done here. But then, like I said, in the draft, they are building for the future, and they will continue to build for the future in the coming drafts. We have Howie Roseman. Some of you guys may think that he's really bad, and I don't think he's made the best decisions, but there's one thing the guy's good at, and that's making deals. So I think that as far as the draft goes, if we keep Joe Douglas in there to make the picks, but then let Howie do the business decisions, this team's going to be really, really set in a couple of years, because they really just know how to get things done. I mean, the Carson Wentz trade is insane. Getting a first-round pick out of Bradford. Even this year, I think Howie he traded like a 6th-round pick for like 2 more 7s. You know, like the guy knows how to get. He knows how to get deals. That's what I'll give the guy. So yeah, for the future Eagles, I think that they're set, guys. Just to kind of wrap this video up. just don't be so negative about the team. I mean, all we can really do as fans is watch and hope and pray that the team is as good as we think they are. That's the thing. A lot of Eagles fans really do inflate the team every year. We think they're much better than they are. And I'm guilty of the same thing because we just love this team so much. We want them to win. We want them to succeed. So when we see all these players, I mean, when you see all this good stuff happening, you just instantly go to Super Bowl. But because you raise your expectations so high, that also makes it so when something slightly doesn't go the way you think it is, the negativity just bombards you. And this always happens as football fans, and mostly like what I see, Eagles fans. So anyway, guys, stay positive out there. What do you guys think about the Eagles, though? Do you really think that they're on their way up, or do you think that I'm just crazy and that I'm just like hyping up the team when I shouldn't be just yet? Whatever you guys think, comment down below. And if you like this video, I have many other Eagles videos on my channel that you guys can check out. I do them regularly. And yeah, guys, this has been Jigsaw0097 here, and I will talk to you all later.